Thank you, Jeff. Orioles are proud to announce we've agreed to a 3-year contract with our shortstop, J.J. Hardy. J.J.'s been a real stabilizing influence and force on the club over the last, since 2011. He's distinguished himself as one of the top defensive shortstops in the league, and he's contributed offensively among the elite at his position in the game. And on a personal level, he's one of the most dependable players I've ever been around, and I'm so happy for him that he's decided to stay with the Orioles, and I'm happy for the Orioles that we've got a shortstop for the future. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll give a shake hand, too.
I guess all I want to say is, started off short, thanks to the Angelos family, Dan, Buck, for believing in me, and that I'm just really excited to be here for another 3 years with all my teammates, coaches, and to be able to play here in front of all the fans.
Okay, we'll start with questions. Good, Rich?
Dan, why now? Why on the eve of the playoffs did you decide to?
Well, why not now, really? When we looked at the market, we thought the best chance to sign J.J. was before he went to free agency, because he's distinguished himself as one of the top shortstops in the league, and J.J. let us know that he wanted to continue his career here in Baltimore. So this is something that we actually discussed at the Gold Glove dinner back last November. Was that November? Or?
11 months ago.
Yeah, it was about 11 months ago, and we're glad that we got a deal with JJ, and he's going to be here in Baltimore. It's part of the Angelos' family commitment to fielding a good team here, year in and year out, and knowing that we have our shortstop going into next year, I think is comforting to us and to our fans to know that JJ is going to be back.
Good. Rock?
Buck, how happy are you that this deal's done and you got him 3 more years?
Real happy. I'm hoping he gets, and beyond. I hope JJ ends his career here, and it makes us, a better club, obviously. And he's been solid. You're always looking for things you can count on, and you never take for granted what JJ brings, because it's so hard to do. And I said before, I think he's flashy in his own way, because he's not looking for attention towards him. His biggest thing he wants to get out of a day's work is a win, and it's sincere, and it's guys that you want to have someone like Manny Machado or Jonathan Scope be around. He makes his teammates better, and that's hard to quantify.
Dan?
JJ, you're just a couple weeks away from possibly being a free agent. How tempting was it to see what the open market would bring?
It crossed my mind, but at the same time, this is where I wanted to be. There's a lot of uncertainty in, a free agency. You don't know what's going to happen. But there was a lot of things that went into it. I knew that I liked it here. I knew that I liked playing with all my teammates, the whole coaching staff. I enjoy playing for them. I believe that Dan, Buck, the Angelos family, they're all going to continue doing everything they possibly can to make this organization better. And bottom line comes down to winning. And I think we got a good thing here.
Good. Michael, for Brittany?
Dan, you've long said that after spring training, if anything didn't get done, that it wasn't going to. JJ said this started again fairly recently. What changed, and how much stability now does this give the organization, in your opinion, moving forward?
Well, JJ's a leader on the team, as you heard from Buck, and he really does it by being available every day and making all the plays that come his way. And players that do that day in and day out, that understand their job and can do it as well as JJ, they're very, very difficult to find. And put that together with his dependability. This is a really solid, special player for the city, and we're glad to have JJ back. And it's just it's just an opportunity to get this contract done going into the offseason, and we got a chance to announce it now before we start the LCS.
Bill?
It's for Dan. I can't ever remember a team signing a player to an extension in the middle of the playoffs. And I was just wondering if the timing of this thing, coming as it is with all the uncertainty on your team of so many key guys that are free agents, whether or not that might have had something to do with this as far as sending a message to the rest of this team that you guys are committed to trying to keep this thing together.
Well, we'd like to have the best team we can have every year. And when you have a number of good players that are dependable, that your fans recognize, you know, I think people see that you are walking the talk. And to have JJ in the fold and being part of our team is important to us. We have some other players. Naturally, we'd like to have them with us, but we didn't have the foundation to get the deals done now, like we did with this one. But that's something that we can address. We've got some other important things at hand right now. And, you know, we'd like everybody to focus on those things. We'd like to try to win the pennant and get to the World Series and do our best.
Peter?
This for Dan or Buck. Does this end any discussion as far any controversy about who's playing where for the next 4 years, as far as Manny and JJ and Jonathan Scope?
Who's on first? That's for Buck.
Oh. I'm not announcing our roster till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. JJ got a shot at being on it, though. You know, there's always, you know, we'll still find something to talk about, but, you know, there's a lot of, you know, anytime you can say, okay, we feel like we've got a piece there at that, you know, you try to solve as many of those things. And there's some, you know, we all think Manny's going to be fine next year and what have you, but what if? But, no, it's comforting, not necessarily for me, but for his teammates and his fans that, you know, that he's going to be here. And, you know, whether the timing, is there ever a bad time to announce JJ continuing as an Oriole? I mean, geez, I mean, I'd do it anytime. I'd do it in the 5th inning tomorrow. I think it's a great thing for the Orioles and our fans.
Okay. Anyone else? Dan?
Just for clarification's sake, are you done now? Or is there a
We're-
possibility that with the other two, you know, 2 or 3 free agents, that you could still look into that in the next couple weeks? Or in the next couple
Well,
weeks?
free agency starts right after the World Series, and we're focused on the job at hand. And, you know, that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing for everybody, I believe.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, thanks, guys.